I'm Chris. I'm the owner of this 2006 high mileage Z4M Roadster. It's a little bit more analogue than what I'd had previously, and a bit more back to my roots of sort of having a car that was very sort of interactive and very pared back in terms of what it offered as a driver's car. Even from a young age, with my dad being into motorbikes and cars and being brought up around my dad and my granddad, who were always tinkering, always rebuilding, always messing and evolving the cars that they've got. The drive for me to have something that was similar to that was quite high. And then when I passed my test in the early 2000s, I quickly gravitated towards hot hatches, as many people do, and from there I basically spent a lot of my younger years frantically trying to get money together to afford insurance on Clio 172s, 182s. Then I bought a brand new Clio 200, which was a fairly big achievement for me at the time. Did a few Nürburgring trips in it, did a trip to Le Mans, some European road trips, and really sort of got the bug for having something that was not just a means of transport. From the Clio days, then I graduated to a series of fairly fast estates. So I had a 335 BMW Touring, a B7 Avant RS4 and a B8.5 RS4 Avant as well. So the Z4M is a car that I didn't really know too much about until I started looking into them, and I always knew that it had the S54 from the E46 M3, so I was always really keen to own a car with that engine. Always heard amazing things about it. It suited what I was looking for in a sports car: high revving, naturally aspirated, 6 cylinders, individual throttle bodies. Ticked all those boxes. When I looked a bit more into the Z4Ms, I found out that they actually borrowed a lot of hardware from the E46 M3 CSL, which was and still is one of my dream cars. Ultimate lottery win car, really. So having a bit of that DNA in the Z4M was definitely a draw for me. I decided to bite the bullet and buy the car. I offered the guy a fairly lowball offer, which he accepted, which was worrying, but also it gave me a bit of extra money in the kitty to fix the car up mechanically at first, and then eventually in my head it was to get the mechanics done first and then go back, and the cosmetic side of the car we can sort after. So with money changed hands and the Z4M firmly my problem, I started with getting a few things ticked off the list in terms of mechanicals. It went in for the rod bearings to be replaced, it went in for the Vanos to be rebuilt, the rear diff was overhauled because it was leaking fluid at a pretty alarming rate. There were a few other bits and pieces that were ordered through BMW Genuine Parts, just to get the car to a state where I felt comfortable driving it. Once it was in a fairly reasonable state, I did a few track days with friends. I made a few modifications then to tailor it a bit more for track work or fast road work, if you will. Using the car on track, highlight a few things that were weak about the car though. And mainly the front brakes were typical 4M car the time, really, where they're not particularly strong on the road, but quite scary on track. They were really, really poor. They were upgraded to a set of 4-pots. Really haven't had a single issue with those since. So decent fluid, decent pads, and those calipers have really transformed it. The other thing was the standard seats were not supportive for track work, so they were swapped out for a set of Recaro pole positions. Again, I was really keen on the fact that they were the same seat that the M3 CSL used, so it had that sort of heritage and that background, so that really appealed to me as well. After seeing the difference that a few modifications could make to those key areas, I really got the bug for tailoring the car to exactly what I wanted. So followed that up with having a chassis mounted shifter, changed the steering wheel. The standard Z4M wheel is far too thick. So with the touch points of the car, the interior how I wanted it, with the wheel, the chassis mounted shifter, the seats, better seating position, much lower, I really felt a lot differently about the car, and that I was feeling a bit more like I was tailoring it to what I wanted. Got carried away with the engine side of things. Ended up purchasing a Super Sprint race exhaust system, so it's manifolds back, including sports cats. Then ended up managing to find a set of Schrick 288 cams, which went in, and followed that up with a CSL style carbon intake, which really was like the cherry on top in terms of like the whole CSL style kind of build that I was going for. To finish off the mechanical modifications then, there was a BMW Motorsport 410 final drive, and I also run a M factory helical diff. That's absolutely transformed the car. Up to this point, I'd only really concentrated on the restoration and the mechanical modification side. In terms of cosmetics, the car was still fairly rough. Part of me wanted to use it as a bit of a track car and not be too bothered about it, but from previous experience with detailing and being fairly bothered about that kind of angle, I got the chance to be involved with a car detailing company in early 2025, and that gave me the opportunity to not only have somewhere to work on the car, but also the opportunity to get the car repainted, to invest a bit of time in making it more of a complete project rather than just a track car that I dumped a lot of money into. The car came back from paint and looked absolutely incredible, so I decided to really sort of push the boundaries on it and wet sanded the entire car to get rid of that orange peel that you do see on even new cars today. So really tried to get as clean a finish as I can, which could be potentially at odds with the fact that I use the car on track, but a really great sort of advertisement for the business, and certainly a talking point whenever anyone asks about the car. The goal with building the car like this was only something I focused on like maybe halfway through actually selecting the modifications, and that was maybe if BMW made a Z4M CSL style factory build. So the CSL airbox, the slightly different, more aggressive cams, the Recaro pole positions, and then the shorter final drive. Can I make all that work together and feel like a more interactive, more fun car to drive? The plan now is to really just use the car.
If you found your next dream car and you're looking for ways to finance it, check Connect Asset Finance, our new channel partner. Click in the link in the video description and get your quote today.